Hey folks, Rob here, and I'm back with another episode of my YouTube series, Unboxed, the YouTube show where I, Rob, open and unbox vinyl albums with my machete. In this episode, I'm diverting from the normal protocol of opening an album, but rather music adjacent, by opening and testing a new coffee from the brand Dr. Greenthumb, which is owned by Be Real of Cypress Hill, thus the music adjacent, as curated by the Grammy-winning singer, songwriter, rapper, Everlast. Now, if that doesn't qualify as a coffee curator, I don't know what does. Welcome to Unboxed. If you like music-related content, getting a bit more in-depth with music-related topics, then you'll want to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment. Look, I do this for the shits and gigs of it all. But in the year 2025 here, I've set the bar real low, and I'm shooting for at least 100 subscribers this year. I think I'm about halfway there, the last I'd checked. So if you subscribe, it helps me out to achieve that goal. At least leave a comment. Feedback is always appreciated, good or bad. At any rate, I've been sharpening my machete and awaiting for this package to arrive at my doorstep. As I mentioned in the intro, today's video is music adjacent, being that this is actually coffee from Be Real of Cypress Hill's cannabis brand called Dr. Greenthumb. They have 7 locations and one opening in Chicago soon. However, this is their first venture into non-cannabis infused products. They have the regular coffee and then the decaf coffee. I, of course, went with the regular coffee because I'm no... So, fans of Cypress Hill, Be Real probably already know about Dr. Greenthumb, the brand, and the fact that Be Real has a podcast called the Dr. Greenthumb Podcast. Dr. Greenthumb is basically a moniker of Be Real. On their 4th album, there was a song called Dr. Greenthumb, and that was kind of the intro and creation of the character known as Dr. Greenthumb. So Everlast came up with Be Real in Cypress Hill with his group House of Pain. They had a crew called Soul Assassins. They recorded together, released albums together, and of course toured together. So these guys have a good relationship. Everlast was a guest on the Dr. Greenthumb podcast back in 2024, where he announced that he was going to be heading this new division of Dr. Greenthumb, which was going to be basically a food division. Here's their first product. It's coffee. It's not cannabis infused. Of course, they will get into that down the road, it sounds like. They kind of want to become like the Paul Newman's own brand, but of cannabis. Really a great way to break into the mainstream because not everybody smokes. This is actually a well-calculated and thought-out process, if you ask me, showing how smart and business-minded these guys are. As weed becomes more legal across the nation in America and becomes more socially accepted, coffee is a great idea. So in April of 2025, Everlast was again a guest on the Dr. Greenthumb podcast, and this topic of the coffee came up again, and how he curated this special blend. And I found it pretty interesting the way that he worded it, because he compared it to like a bottle of water. How anyone can rebrand bottled water these days, right? You can go out and buy, pallets of water and slap your own label on it and call it Rob's Unboxed water or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's still the same general water, nothing special about it. But that's not what he did. He actually tested many variations of coffee beans. He found that more South American blends had more of a chocolate undertone to them. But again, I'm no expert. When people talk like that, I just got to take them at their word. And we're going to find out here in a minute. But he said that it's tasty enough that you can drink it black, which is how I like to drink my coffee. So, what do you say we get out the machete and we cut this pig open? So there it is, Dr. Greenthumb's Smoker's Roast, small batch fresh roasted coffee. Dr. Greenthumb is determined to bring you the highest quality foods and beverages. The DG Smoker's Roast is a flavorful blend of the finest South American coffee beans. Good for coffee makers, French press, espresso, or my personal favorite, pour over. Thank you for supporting Dr. Greenthumb, Everlast. Creative Director, DGT Foods. So that's it. This is the bag. Nice packaging. Let's take a look at the coffee itself. Looks like coffee. Ooh, it's got a good smell to it. Passes the smell test. That's always good. Ooh. All right, let's make a cup of coffee. So just to be clear up front, I'm not a coffee expert. I just want to nail that home so you understand. I'm not presenting this like I'm some expert. I just know I like a good cup of coffee. And again, I like to support artists that I like. So here we are. It gives me caffeine to keep going throughout the day. Hey, sometimes that's all we've got. And it keeps me regular. And to be honest with you, sometimes it's tasty, sometimes it's not. But I do know I like my coffee like I like my women. I could go out and pay for it, but I've got it at home. Delivered to my door by Everlast, or the postman, without some other guy's dick in it. There is, of course, many ways to make coffee. I use a French press style thing called the AeroPress. Pretty simple to use. The only thing I would recommend if you're not familiar with these, they come with a paper filter, which is fine. They when you buy one, they come with 100 of them or 50 of them or something. But you can buy these reusable ones, which are nice because they last forever.
Forever. Forever. Forever. Forever.
These do take a little bit more time than like if you throw it in a coffee machine, which is fine for some people. I just know if I can get the strongest cup of coffee, that's what I'm looking for. They do make these in a couple sizes now. This is the smaller one. It's like a 10-ounce cup of coffee, which is usually all I need. But they make the bigger one that's 20 ounce now. I don't have that one. Perhaps a Father's Day gift, maybe a Christmas gift, birthday gift, I don't know. But it's not about the size, right? All right, so I usually start with just a cup of water, throw it in the microwave for about 3 minutes, get it boiling. I've got my coffee mug, courtesy of Pork Pond Pottery. They're based out of Ham Lake, Minnesota, woman-owned business, one of a kind, awesome, beautiful work. Gotta support local businesses. So this is how it works. Get your coffee out. Woo! Smells good. I've got my scoop. I like to go 1 scoop, maybe 2 on a, good or bad day, depending on how you like it. I'm gonna go about 1.5 here. All right. Seal up that bag. That's important. Wrap it up. Keep it clean. I got my piping hot water. And you just pour that over. You let gravity do its thing. I give it a little stir. I find that, again, I'm not an expert. This is how I do things. As you stir it, it's just making more. The ground coffee is blending more with the water, which in my mind makes sense. Like it's gonna make better coffee, more coffee tasting coffee and less watery tasting coffee. Plunger, this is key. And you just basically plunge it down. So it's just taking that air, forcing all the water to go through those coffee grounds. It does take some pressure. I've had some mishaps with this thing, okay? But this is when you get a good bicep picture in. Ooh, look at that bicep. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get in your grandstanding and your hot dogging, don't you? Yeah!
I found that the more coffee you put in there, that it's gonna take a lot more pressure to push down because you gotta push a lot of water through. All right, let's give it a first taste here. That's good coffee. You know what it tastes like to me is like a good cafe or diner type coffee. But with better flavor for sure. Yeah, I like this. I think I might like to see like a vanilla bean type flavored one or something, maybe a little more flavor infused, but it's got a good undertone, very aromatic. I like this. This is good stuff. But as far as like black coffee goes, yeah, it's good. I will definitely say that it's. I mean, I don't know what like the best cup of coffee tastes like, but this is definitely a damn good cup of coffee. I will buy it again, Dr. Greenthumb. Thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications when I post new content. It's usually about albums that I'm opening, rarely about food-related products. This is a first. And I will see you next time.